Hello everybody, I am Pikerize, and I am here once again, as always, on the GopherCraft server. And today I'm going to do a bit of mining, a bit of clearing out for a large storage area. So, now, as you can see, I've already got a pretty large area here, but I don't like the angle that it is situated at. I'm going to come up here real quick onto the surface. As you can see, you come down here, and it just makes for everything to be uneven that you turn sideways. So what I'm going to do is go from this corner really far that way, and I think from this corner really far that way. And this will probably get used for something else, who knows what, but mostly it'll be blocked off. And so this is all got to get cleared out over here. And I've got a nice efficiency 2 mending pick. So we're just going to do this and do some time lapse, I think. Maybe I'll talk over here. Alright, so I've been cutting here a little bit. I'm probably going to edit out what I was recording just because it was going to be really boring, even as a time lapse. We'll just give you a bit of an update what's been going on. I'm recording this same day as it's going up because my scheduling for this stuff has been crap, and it's my own fault. I just haven't been in the mood to record when I have the time to record. But my wife was gone this weekend. She went up to DC for the Women's March, which was very cool. She got invited by a coworker, and you know, she had her issues, but not with the event really itself, but with the people she went with. And I can say that without too much worry because I highly doubt they are going to watch one of my videos. You know, just if you go together as a group, you would think that, you know, you would talk to each other, and it really just turned into a couple of them complaining about the food at the hotel that they were staying at, or, you know, very, like, seriously, you're going to complain about, you know, food. Well, go someplace else, you know, if you're unhappy. But the actual Women's March, she said that she did enjoy. She was a little annoyed that they didn't really actually march. But it turned out far more people showed up for the Women's March than the organizers expected. And they were told, I do believe, by the DC Police Department that you've got too many people. We can't allow you to march because, you know, if something got out of hand, we can't control it. So, I mean, I could be wrong on exactly why they didn't march, but that's, from what I've read, that's been the reasoning. At least from official channels. So that's what my wife did this weekend. My weekend was sitting around, playing video games, hanging out with our dog, and eating junk food, drinking beer. Something that, you know, okay, I do drink beer on occasion. Not, I mean, now let's see here. I don't want to say not often because it is often. I'll have one a night, maybe two. But, you know, just kind of being a bachelor again for the first time in nearly 10 years. We spend a lot of time together, so when she's gone for the weekend, which this is the first time that she's been gone for an entire weekend, yeah, it was interesting. I had a good time. Just sat at home by myself, really. I enjoyed the peace and quiet. I was hoping to have played D&D this last weekend, but, you know, our group schedules aren't always lining up right now. We got a guy with a new job, and he's got to get, you know, weekends off scheduled really far ahead of time. Well, not really far ahead of time, but you know what it is. You know, if you've got a job and you want to get a day off, you can't just walk in and be like, hey, can I have tomorrow off? You know, in most jobs you can't do that. So that was essentially my weekend. This weekend I am playing D&D. We should be all good to go. Where I will be running the campaign that I have started for the group. They're still rather low level. Let me see what the the first adventure was the local city guard was overwhelmed with the amount of issues that were going on because there is a war in the land, and they can't, they just don't have the numbers to deal with local issues. So the group was hired to handle a series of wolf attacks that had been happening on the outskirts of town. They come to find out that it's not just wolf attacks, it is a werewolf attack. And they had to fight a werewolf at level 1, which for anyone that knows Dungeons & Dragons or Pathfinder, that's a hard fight. But they survived. No one died. There were some near deaths, which is what I was kind of hoping for. And now they are trying to track down the werewolf or werewolves that attacked this particular guy who became a werewolf. So, yes, so far I'm quite enjoying the adventure that I have prepared for the group. They seem to be enjoying their new characters in this game, and I'm hoping... I have a real problem with making storylines that take a long time to play out. Usually it's like you get to level 10 and I've gone through all the ideas that I had for the game, and time to... I lose interest in those characters or the overall plot, and so the games never go much beyond 10th, 12th level. So this one I'm hoping to make as near to 20th level as I have done, if not at least 20th, which, again, for people who know Dungeons & Dragons and Pathfinder, level 20 is kind of the cusp of, unstoppable. Like, when I hit level 21, I am the closest thing a mortal can be to a god at times. So, I'm hoping to get them that far. I don't plan to make any of them gods. I really don't like that idea, but you never know what will play out. I remember an interview with George R.R. Martin, the writer of the Song of Ice and Fire series, better known as Game of Thrones on HBO. And he was talking about where his story was going, and he had basically said, if I'm going to travel from Chicago to LA, I have a general idea of how I'm going to get there, but there might be something along the road that diverts my attention, and maybe I'll take an offshoot and have to come back to the main road, or maybe I'll go make a little loop around something. So that's kind of where I'm going. I know how I wanted the game to start, and I'm fairly certain I know how I want the game to end. Now I need to get to that end, which can always be a difficult thing, especially if the characters die, or someone lose interest with their character and they want to bring in something new. So I'm making good progress so far. I'm trying to decide how deep this is going to actually end up being. Let's put some temporary 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 1, 3, 4, 5. So that would be a corner. I'm going to have to put these steps in here for now. But this would be a corner. Or this would be a frame. That should be enough, because I'm going to go out the outside and along the inside. So this should be enough. Oh, my pick's getting low. I don't want to break it. So we're just going to keep working here. But yes, the first game went rather well. There was very easily going to be a total party kill where, had that happened, I really didn't expect the fight to be that hard, actually. I thought We've got one guy playing a barbarian in the group, and when he does damage, he does a lot of damage. And the entire day, he was hitting with every roll. And all of a sudden, we got to the final fight with the actual werewolf. He didn't hit anything except the ground as he got his butt kicked. And so I expected him to be able to do more damage during the fight. And that's one of the main reasons why people were getting knocked down. It's just, you know, the guy that was supposed to be able to stand there and take the damage and deal the damage wasn't. And it's not his fault. That's where the dice, you know, sometimes the dice fall in a funny way. Oh man, that was a good one. So, but I kind of came to the conclusion that if the entire group fell in combat, that I wasn't going to TPK them, but rather they all would have been turned into werewolves. The werewolf they were fighting did not give them the curse of being a werewolf by himself. In game terms, he is not a naturally born werewolf, so he doesn't have the ability to make other werewolves. Had they all fallen to him, I would have changed him to be a natural werewolf, and now they're all going to be werewolves. Thus turning the campaign probably into an evil campaign. Which I could have kept most of the ideas I have actually in mind on how the group would have to deal with it. It just would have been the opposite side of the story, essentially. They, instead of... Oh, I'm going to have to stop here at this pick. Yeah. Instead of them, you know, being the good guys, they would have been the bad guys trying to stop other good guys. So, which, in my opinion, would have been very, very interesting in itself. Let me just dump some stuff here real quick. Alright, I don't want to break my mending pick. So yeah, I'm going to run that game this weekend. I'm hoping it'll go well. This game, they're going to start to get into... some of them watch my game, watch these videos, so I need to be careful what I say. They're going to start getting into what the werewolves are getting into. If that makes sense to you. Oh, I guess I should explain. There is a rebellion happening in the country they are in. And the rebelling group is predominantly those who are werewolves. And obviously the werewolves have a plan for how they're going to do some things. And the group is going to start finding out exactly what these werewolves are up to, besides just rebelling. So I think I'm going to do a lot more off camera. What the heck is going on outside? But actually, I know this is kind of a boring episode. I didn't really do much other than mine. I talked a little bit about games that you're probably not interested in. But I want to thank you for watching. I've really had some good feedback lately from various people. One person even wanted to take my enchanting house build and build it for themselves. And I really appreciate, you know, them asking. I'm not making any claim on any of these builds. They're just kind of what they come on my mind. So if you see something that I made that you like, go ahead, build it. I don't care. You want to take credit for it? I really don't care. I'm not going to come after you. I mean, the redstone stuff I make is not going to be my idea, so go right ahead. But this is going to be the episode today. Probably the next episode I will be actually putting in how I'm going to want this place to look, and so look forward to that, please. Have a great day. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, comment down below. Bye.